You are listening to a MetalExpressRadio.com interview. Enjoy. Dee Snider, you are playing with Twisted Sister again. Are you back together only to do the concerts next summer, or have you got further plans with Twisted Sister?
Good question. Let me be very clear.
Yes, please.
At least from where I'm concerned. We are not reforming the band. We are reuniting for a series of shows. Now, mind you, there's the show we're going to do shows between mid-May and mid-September of next summer, or this coming summer, 2003, and we may continue doing more shows the summer after that, depending on the interest and the demand. But I do not view this as restarting our careers, picking up where we left off, Twisted Sister 2002, nothing like that. It's an opportunity, in my view, to take care of unfinished business, and that is ending the career of Twisted Sister with a big exclamation point, if you know what that is, because it just sort of faded away in the late 80s, and a lot of people didn't even know what happened to us. So I really just wanted to take care of unfinished business and give the people one last chance to see Twisted fucking Sister.
Who brought you back together? Was it this charity show for September 11th that got us going?
Well, it's been an ongoing process. We didn't talk, most of us didn't speak for about 10 years. Then AJ, the drummer, was making some efforts to get people talking again. And eventually, one by one, we started reacquainting ourselves with one another. And it's like 4 years ago. So it was not so much to get the bands together, but just to say, hey, Twisted Sister was like a marriage, and we had a lot of good years, and there were some bad ones. And the bad ones at the end left a bad taste in people's mouths, just like a marriage. And then at some point, hopefully, with the passage of time, you realize, hey, these are people who I had a very important part of my life I was spent with, and we shouldn't be hating each other. We should be friends. And we became friends. As the years went by, slowly we started to toy with the idea of reuniting. Certain members weren't talking to each other yet. Then offers started coming in. The interest, the 80s, this whole retro 80s thing going on now. Then we did the show. What I'm trying to say is each of these little things led to us reuniting, not any one thing.
When you started to rehearse for the September 11th charity show, was the chemistry there right away?
No, it's actually pretty embarrassing. I mean, not so much the chemistry, but to listen to these people who, including myself, who had played these songs for our livelihood, stumbling around. I was saying when we were in rehearsal, if people are walking past this room, they're going, listen to that pathetic band trying to sound like Twisted Sister in there. So it really was pretty funny to watch people going, what key was that? What was the chord? Wait a minute, I missed that, A lot of bumps, but it wasn't like riding a bicycle. You get back on and you remember how to do it. But after a while, refamiliarizing ourselves with the music, definitely some of that old magic came out. I mean, my wife Suzette, who's been with me, we've been together 26 years now, and she did the makeup and the costumes for the band and the logo. She was very involved with the bands. And so she's seen me play with my band, the SMFs, which plays Twisted Sister stuff. And she says she was shocked at how different, for the better, the music sounded when Twisted Sister played it. There was something about, she said, listen, I'm not that crazy about some of the guys in that band, but there's something about the five you guys when you get up there that it's different. I can't explain it other than say it's better and it's different. So there definitely is a certain magic.
So watching you next summer will be the same as it was in the 80s?
I don't know if it's possible to be better. To try and go for the same would be good. That'll be our goal. I mean, in the 80s, we were playing night after night after night. We had played 8.5 years, thousands of shows before we even broke. So we were a machine. All we did was play Twisted Sister music. We lived and breathed it, and that's a tough thing to replicate. That sort of that groove you get into when you're doing something, anything. Whether it's writing. You know what I mean? When you're writing all the time, you're better. Or you're a better writer, are you not? Then if you stop writing and you don't write for a long time, you come back to it, you're a little rusty.
Sure.
And there's nothing quite like doing something just so efficiently and so effectively as we did it back then. So, but I'm hopeful that it'll be a pretty damn close likeness.
When will you start rehearsing for the gigs next summer?
Well, we were supposed to rehearse this past week, but Eddie had a cold. It's pretty funny, actually, because, back in the day, we were in a band together. Many of us lived together, and all we did was play music. So everything, we have to rehearse. Okay, tomorrow night, bam, we're playing a show. Now, because everybody has their own lives, and this isn't what we do, it's an incredible process just to get the band in the same room at the same time. You got to check with everybody's schedules, and management has a very different challenge with reuniting a band that is no longer really a band. So we're trying to get rehearsals together, but every time we schedule one, it seems like it doesn't happen. But don't worry, I promise we will be well rehearsed when you see us next summer.
Will you wear your makeup as you used to do? I mean, last time I saw you during this charity show, you didn't wear the makeup.
First of all, answer your question, yes, I'll be wearing makeup, and I plan on wearing my face. It's my signature. People know me like they know Gene Simmons or they know Alice Cooper for that face. And under the name Twisted Sister, I think it would be misrepresenting the band to not wear it. The other guys in the band, they wore different degrees of makeup. Some of them only wore a little or whatever, and I don't know where they stand. I know they say that they're going to wear something, but they don't know what, But I really had a signature face that people knew. 9/11, we talked about putting on the makeup and stuff, but it seemed inappropriate, with what the somberness of the reason we were there. Brightly colored costumes and brightly colored faces seemed just like I said, inappropriate considering why we're there. So we felt better play the music, be there for the cause, save the makeup and the craziness for another time.
I'm sure there will be a lot of interest for Twisted Sister now that you're doing those shows. Will you be releasing an album or something, a best-of album, or remaster all albums?
A lot of our stuff's already been done like that, but I definitely see. Look. We're not kidding, I'm not kidding you or kidding anybody. When you do something like this, you want to try and maximize the value of it, the attention the band's getting, the press you're getting, and you want to, and you also want to maximize the dollars. Even though, for me, it is, and this is going to sound insincere when I say it's not about the money, but when I say that I'm making a lot of money doing other things, I don't really need the money, then you can believe me when I say that. But yeah, there will be some reissues, DVDs of the videos, things like that we're putting out, and we're talking about even recording a new track or two, which a lot of people do when they put out a best of. They throw a new track on there, So you'll definitely see that. New album, I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't, as I said, I don't see it as a reformation of the band. We're not picking up where we left off. We're reuniting. It really is an oldies show. That's the truth of the matter, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I think it's great if you can go out there and perform and give people who didn't have the opportunity to see the band in the day a chance to see what it was, a pretty close facsimile. I know that I'm in as good a shape as I've ever been in, and I perform pretty regularly, so people won't be disappointed with me. And for other people who got to see the band maybe, but would like to see it one more time, this is an opportunity for them to do that.
Have you thought of recording anything next summer during your shows then, a DVD or a live CD? Or
Definite possibility. Definite possibility. We're talking about that, kind of stuff. I would love to do some, stuff like that. I mean, especially in my mind, this is unfinished business. This is Twisted Sister. It ended in a way that I was not happy with. It's really always bothered me. Band came on very ferociously, made a big splash, made a lot of noise coming onto the rock scene, and then it just sort of disappeared, too quietly for the kind of band we were. And, I'm hoping to put a big, exclamation point, Twisted Sister, good night. And I think that, a live DVD or a live album would be very appropriate, especially in my mind. This is sort of a farewell for Twisted Sister. That never was. We never did a farewell.
Do you think it will be a hard task to make the set list for your concerts? Or I'm sure this will be a kind of a hit parade. But do you have enough time to play all the songs that you'd like to do?
I think we're going to do 90 minutes plus to 2 hours. I think that, we will certainly get to most of the stuff that we need to. But making a set list will be hard because, we're learning a lot of material because depending on the country we're in, we've had different successes. Case in point, the United States, Stay Hungry was our biggest record. And Come Out and Play didn't do that well. In Norway, Come Out and Play is our biggest selling record. In England, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll is our biggest selling record. So we're going to have to learn a lot of music and create set lists that are country appropriate. So if we're in Norway or in Scandinavia, Come Out and Play will be a very prominent part of our set. In the United States and in UK, it may not be. And in the UK, we'll be focusing a lot on You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, where in the United States, we're hitting hard on Stay Hungry. So it's definitely a little bit of a challenge to adjust the set, but we'll just learn a lot of songs.
Yeah, you have to relearn a lot of songs, so you better start rehearsing soon then.
Oh, no shit. No shit. It was hysterical, I'm telling you.
I read somewhere on the internet that you may go on tour with Poison. Is that just a rumor?
It has not officially been announced yet, but it is a distinct possibility.
It said that you were supposed to be a special guest. I mean, it should be the other way around.
No, if we do it, it's a co-bill situation. Equal billing, equal pay, equal stage, equal lights, equal equal PA system. That is my understanding of the discussions that are there. That it can't be any other way. As far as who closes the show, I don't care. If they want to go on after Twisted Sister, that's their funeral. Because I know that I wasn't standing out in their audience watching them when I was dreaming of being a rock star. I know that they were standing out in my audience watching me, and I know that they learned from the master. So they should know better than to go on after the master.